Singh. Vikas Goel. Vikas Pramod Maheshwari. Vinay Mohan Chausalkar. Vikram Yashpal Chopra. Yogesh Sharma. And in absentia, Akash Jain, Bipin Suresh Lokhande, Dheeraj Bakaya, Haksu Kim, Neeraj Pant, Nishant Saini, Pavas Tyagi, Rajiv Chatrat, Rakesh Kumar Yadav, Ram Madhukar Deshpande, Rita Gupta, Rohit Vora, Shishir Kumar, Sumit Narula, Suresh Kumar Darsi, and Vaibhav Dayal. Mr. Chairman, I present Mr. Amit Agarwal and 71 others who have fulfilled all the requirements for the award of the one-year postgraduate diploma in management for executives and request the Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad Society to confer the diploma on them.
Members of the Society, may the diploma be conferred on these candidates. Thank you, sir. By the authority given to me by the Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad Society, I confer on you the one-year postgraduate diploma in management for executives, and I charge you that in your life, by word and deed, you prove yourselves worthy of it. Thank you.
The Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad Gold Medal for Scholastic Performance has been awarded to the following one-year postgraduate program in management for executives candidate who will come forward as his name is called and receive the medal from the chief guest. Mr. Shaleen Garg.
Yeah, candidates for the one-year postgraduate diploma in public management and policy, please rise. The candidates will individually receive their diplomas from the chairman as I call their names, then return to their seats and remain standing in front of their chairs until all the candidates of the program have received their diploma. And the chairman has conferred the diplomas on them. The candidates would then bow and sit down. Mr. Alok Kumar, Anand Swarup, Anil Kumar, Dilip Kumar Singh, Gurjot Singh, P.R. Jairam, Manas Kumar Bairagi, Pankaj Kumar Singh, Manoj Kumar, M. Mahmood ur Rahman, Neeraj Verma, Gautam Reddy, Pankaj Kotak, Pavan Pale, Vinod Kumar Bisht, Prasanna Prakash Panda, Rajendra Nahar, Rajesh Kumar Singh, R.K. Singh, Ravi Radhakrishnan, Samir Kumar Sinha, Saeed Ali Murtaza Rizvi, Satish Chandar Verma, Saurabh Johari, Shaji KV, GSP Kishore, Sudhir Kumar, Surender Reddy Jali, Venkata Krishna Imani, and in absentia Girish Gupta and Pranavant. Mr. Chairman, I present Mr. Alok Kumar and 30 others who have fulfilled all the requirements for the award of the one-year postgraduate diploma in public management and policy, and request the Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad Society to confer the diploma on them.
Members of the society, may the diploma be conferred on these candidates. Thank you, sir. By the authority given to me by the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad Society, I confer on you the one-year postgraduate diploma in public management and policy, and I charge you that in your life, by word and deed, you prove yourselves worthy of it. Thank you.
The Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, Gold Medal for Scholastic Performance has been awarded to the following one-year postgraduate program in public management and policy candidate who will come forward as his name is called and receive the medal from the chief guest. Saeed Ali Murtaza Rizvi.
May I now request my chief guest, Mr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, to deliver his convocation address. Thank you, sir.
Chairman of the board, Shri Singhania, Director Dr. Barua, members of the board, faculty members, graduating students, proud parents, other guests. It is a privilege to be invited to deliver the convocation address at this 43rd convocation of IIM Ahmedabad. I consider it a special privilege because, unlike some of the recent speakers, I'm not an alumnus, and indeed I do not even have the benefit of an MBA education. I can only assume that your decision to extend the charmed circle to include an economist reflects a commitment to the new mantra of inclusive growth. I'm very happy to be included in this convocation. The stars of the convocation are, of course, the graduating students, so I would like to begin by offering all of them my warm congratulations, with a special word of congratulations to those who have received medals. I would also like to extend my congratulations to the proud parents, who I know will remember this day with much greater fondness than the graduating students themselves. As a parent of children who have recently graduated, I can testify that the graduation ceremony of one's children is more firmly etched in one's mind than one's own graduation, and not only because it is more recent. My congratulations to all parents whose role in the success of their children is larger than the children usually think. The graduates who have received their diplomas today will be going out into the world with one of the most valued degrees one can get. This is because the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, is one of only a handful of educational institutions in our country which have achieved global recognition for quality, and they have done so well before Indian firms began to claim the same. This is a tribute to the farsightedness of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister, and of visionaries like Vikram Sarabhai, who were closely involved in the establishment of this institution almost half a century ago, and who recognized then the need to aim for the best. The very choice of the internationally renowned architect Louis Kahn to design the beautiful buildings of this institute symbolizes the commitment to excellence, a commitment that gives this institution and also this convocation a unique ambiance. The importance of having more world-class educational institutions in the country is especially important today when the economy has successfully transited to higher growth rates thanks to the cumulative impact of economic reforms implemented over the past several years. To sustain this growth, we need an expanded supply of highly skilled individuals capable of giving us the competitive edge we need to do well in this globalized world. The central government had earlier announced its intention of setting up 7 new IIMs and 8 new IITs and 14 world-class universities in the country. The locations of these proposed institutions have been announced in today's newspaper. This decision is overdue and needs to be implemented speedily. Even as we expand the system, we need to ensure standards set by our existing world-class institutions, such as IIM Ahmedabad, serve as benchmarks for the new institutions that are to come. In fact, institutes like this one also need to be constantly strengthened so that they can stay ahead in a world that is rapidly becoming much more competitive and seamlessly global. I understand that the government has established a review committee to look into the functioning of the IIMs. This is a valuable opportunity to raise all the relevant issues that need to be addressed in terms of independence, autonomy, etc., keeping in mind global best practices. And I hope that all stakeholders, both within and outside the institution, including the alumni, will do this. These concerns may not seem immediately relevant to the graduating class that is about to leave this institution, but the fact is that you will always remain a part of the IIM family, and as alumni, you have a role to play in supporting this institution. The United States is generally regarded as having the best educational system in the world, and a distinguishing characteristic of the US system is that alumni associations are deeply involved in the health and well-being of their alma mater. This is not meant to be just a subtle hint of the importance of contributing something back to the institution as the students prosper economically, though that is also important and strongly recommended. It is also an invitation to remain engaged and interested in guarding the future of the institution. A great educational institution is not simply a government-funded factory for producing new entrants to the labor force. It must be a living organism dedicated to the pursuit of academic excellence and the spirit of inquiry to which all educational institutions must aspire. Alumni associations are obviously not numerically important in the early days of an institution, but as an institution matures, and yours has matured, the number of alumni becomes significant. For an institution which is as distinguished as this one, the alumni are also likely to be in positions where they know what is happening in the world and can also shape opinion on how to strengthen their institution to meet new challenges in a rapidly changing world. I hope all of you will remain engaged in the future of IIM Ahmedabad and help it to achieve greater heights in the years and decades ahead. A convocation address places a very heavy responsibility on the speaker, as he or she is expected to give some final words of guidance to the graduates before they step out from the ivory towers of academia to the real world outside. It is therefore the last piece of mandatory instruction forced upon you by the university before you go out with your degree. Since I know I am standing between you and the wonderful celebrations which I'm sure you have all planned, I will limit myself to making only 2 comments. First, let me comment as an economist on an aspect of the economic reality in which you will operate. I can only say that you are lucky to be graduating at a time when India seems poised for an extended period of rapid growth. When I graduated in 1963, we were in a period of fairly low growth. We targeted 5% growth of GDP and achieved only 3.5%. You are beginning your careers when the economy is well set for an average of 9% growth over the 11th planned period. The newspapers occasionally talk of a slowdown, and a temporary slowdown may well occur. But I do think that we are well set to achieve the 9% target on average in the next 5 years. This implies that your work environment will be very different from what we experienced when I graduated. When the economy at 3.5% was growing at 3.5% and population was growing at over 2%, per capita income grew at only 1.5% per year. With GDP now growing at 9% and population growth down to 1.5% per year, per capita GDP will grow at 7.5% per year. Rising per capita income means changing consumption patterns, changing production structures, shifts from rural to urban areas, and all sorts of other changes. These changes occur much faster when per capita growth accelerates. At a growth rate of 1.5% in per capita income, it takes 45 years for per capita income to double. At a growth rate of 7.5% a year, which I hope you will experience, per capita income will double in just over 9 years. What this means is that your generation will experience structural change at 5 times the rate that ours did. Rapidly rising per capita income is not the only factor that will drive change. It will also be driven by the greater globalization of the economy and its greater openness. Since technology is also poised to change in the world faster than in the past, we can expect to experience the impact of these changes in all sectors of our economy and in the way we conduct business. I would not presume to predict what this means for each of you, nor to offer advice on how best to manage it. After all, you've all been trained in management, and I'm only an economist. However, I venture to suggest that this transformation will be exciting. Businesses will have to be much more watchful of change and nimble enough to anticipate it in order to benefit from it. Individuals, too, will have to shape themselves to operate in this more rapidly changing environment. One immediate consequence, which is particularly relevant for you, is that in a world of rapid economic and technological change, age and experience will be at a discount, and youth, the willingness to think out of the box, and also the willingness to accept risks will be at a premium. In short, you are entering your working life with a much more even playing field compared to your seniors than was the case with my generation. In the words of the poet, bliss it was in that dawn to be alive, but to be young was very heaven. My second comment about the future is from the perspective of someone who has spent the bulk of his working life in government. It is sometimes said that economic reforms have reduced the role of government. This is incorrect. They have not reduced, but they have certainly transformed the role. We don't need government to run enterprises which are easily and often better run by the private sector. But we need a much larger role for government in other areas, such as delivering of public services in education, health, and other basic services, and also many types of infrastructure development. Our performance in these areas has not been adequate, and it needs to change if the objective of inclusive growth which we have set ourselves is to be achieved. To achieve these objectives, government will need to change as much as businesses. There is, however, one very important difference. Businesses change relatively quickly when they have to, if only because those that do not change get overwhelmed by change. This is less true of the business of government, because government is not actually a competitive business. Parties in power have to compete periodically in the electoral market, and they also change from time to time. But the system of government does not change as much as it should. I believe that the system of government, the processes that are followed, the way we determine accountability must also change if governments are to cope with the change role now foreseen for them in a rapidly changing and transforming economy. Unfortunately, this is more easily said than done. It is extremely difficult for governments to be nimble and flexible because governments are not judged by outcomes alone. They are all too often judged by whether due process and procedures were followed, and decisions which depart from strict pursuit of established procedure or process can easily be questioned. Re-engineering government systems and processes should have high priority if we are to achieve efficiency and accountability, and this requires large doses of modern management practices. I have often felt that we do not have enough input of modern management practices in government, and this presents a major challenge. I was therefore particularly happy to see that I have just awarded one of the gold medalists to a civil servant whom I happened to meet in Andhra Pradesh only very recently. I hope some of the graduating class will be tempted to spend some of their time and energy to improving governmental systems and processes, or at least thinking about how these might be improved. There is frequent talk of administrative reform in government, but the use of the term administrative reform itself reflects the view that government is about administration. It is actually and should be much more. It is not just a matter of administration to deliver effective educational services and health services, especially in a world where large numbers of people depend on the efficient delivery of these services by the government to achieve a sense of inclusion. It is, in fact, a matter of management involving the design of systems that can actually assure quality of output and service delivery. This calls for effective consumer orientation as much as it does in the commercial sector. The skills taught in management can make a major contribution in both designing and implementing effective systems of delivery of public services. Whatever you do, whether in business or in government or a bit of both, I have no doubt that you will look back on your days spent in this institution with nostalgia and fond memories of your academic and non-academic activities. And you will convey into the world, carry into the world, the mark of excellence that IIM Ahmedabad is associated with, not only in India, but in the world. Thank you.
Mr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, Chief Guest of the Convocation, Dr. Vijaypat Singhania, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the Institute, members of the IIMA Society and IIMA Board, colleagues from the Institute, family members and friends of the graduating students and the graduating students. My warm greetings on the occasion to all of you. As I stand here to deliver the director's address, at my first convocation in that capacity, my mind races back 28 years, and I see myself seated on the green lawns of the Louis Kahn Plaza, waiting at the threshold of an academic career, wondering as to how the transition would be from being a student to being a member of the faculty of the institute. My induction was complete as soon as I entered a PGP1 class within weeks of my joining. It has since been a wonderful journey. It has indeed been a privilege to serve this great institution. The year 2007-8 has been one of transition, one of consolidation, as well as one of growth. The robustness of the institutional processes ensured that despite the transition and change at the top, all the activities of the institute continued and were completed according to plan. The flagship program of the institute, the PGP, continued its dominant position as the top-ranked program in the country and as among the best such programs in the Asia-Pacific region. The program witnessed record placements despite slowdown in the US and other major economies. The institute started the one-year postgraduate program for executives, the PGP-X, 2 years ago. There are clear indications from the quality of applications received for the next batch and the interest shown by the recruiters in the graduating batch that the program is on its way to establishing itself as one of the finest programs of its kind in the world. I'm certain that in another 2 years, after the program is eligible for ranking, it would be ranked among the best programs globally. The postgraduate program in agribusiness management, the PGP-ABM, also saw excellent placements. The doctoral program of the institute, the FPM, continues to provide highly skilled individuals to both the academia as well as the practicing world of management. In addition to these programs, the institute completed the maiden offering of the one-year postgraduate program in public management and policy, the PGP-PMP. Designed for officers from the government and the public sector organizations, the program attempts to make a difference to the functioning of public organizations. The graduates from the pioneering batch, too, were well placed. The institute also offered during the year over 150 management education programs, several of those in the social sector, training thereby over 4,000 participants from a diverse set of organizations. The institute has also expanded its global footprint by conducting several executive education programs outside India. As regards research, the faculty of the institute continued to be as productive as it has been over the last several years, contributing significantly to the pool of knowledge relevant for corporates as well as the social sector. The institute received endowments for 3 chair professorships during the year. The faculty of the institute continued its direct participation in the functioning of companies and the government through membership of boards of companies and important government committees, including the 6th Pay Commission that has just submitted its report to the government. The year also witnessed successful execution of several students-managed activities that have become a permanent feature in the annual calendar of events. Confluence, the academic meet for B schools, Chaos, the cultural event, Amatheon, the academic event with focus on the agri sector, Marketing Fair, where companies assess customer responses to new products and ideas, and the annual play staged by students that showcases the acting talent of budding managers. The students were also actively involved in the functioning of Prayas, an NGO set up by them to educate the street children. A large number of students also participated in the conduct of elections in the state. The year also witnessed the usual number of seminars, lectures, and addresses by eminent speakers from academic institutions and other organizations. An event worthy of mention is the address by His Holiness the Dalai Lama under the Institute Lecture Series, speaking on the topic of ethics in business. His spiritual and yet childlike presence carried conviction with the audience when he offered a refreshingly simple solution based on universal love and concern for everyone, in particular the underprivileged. Another important event was the visit by the peer review team for Equus accreditation of the Institute. While we firmly believe that the Institute needs no certificate for the quality of its programs and activities, this certification done by the EFMD is useful for attracting global attention and also for global ranking. The review team was particularly impressed with the impact the Institute makes through various linkages on the practicing world of management. On January 26, ESSEC and IIM Ahmedabad celebrated the silver jubilee of their association at Delhi. The event coincided with the visit by the French president to Delhi on the occasion of the Republic Day celebrations. The well-attended event was centered around a conference on corporate social responsibility. The speakers included the directors of the two institutes and business leaders from India and France. Looking ahead, the Institute needs to redouble its efforts at making a difference to the larger society. As the Institute moves towards its Golden Jubilee year in 2011, the faculty, the alumni, and the students need to make a concerted effort to contribute to creation of relevant knowledge and new paradigms in management that help in realizing the aspirations of a developing society. To the graduating students, first, my congratulations to you on successful completion of your respective programs. My congratulations to your families and to your teachers who provided the supportive ambience and shaped your intellect for you to achieve this academic distinction. As you step out as graduates of the Institute, I would like to remind you that as alumni of IIM Ahmedabad, you have acquired iconic status in society. I would urge you to think of this elevated position as an opportunity, as an empowerment to make a difference to the people in the world who still remain untouched by the fruits of development. I hope you would experiment, you would innovate, set and implement new agendas to better the world around you. I wish you the very best to chalk out your individual paths to discover yourself and achieve fulfillment. Enjoy whatever you choose to do and come back as often as you can to share your experiences with us and to relive the memories of the time you spent here. We would love to welcome you back again and again and again. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I declare the 43rd Convocation meet closed. Good night and all the best. Mr. Ahluwalia.